All right, guys, man. So there's just so much going on in the world right now. There's so many distractions, so many psyops, so many deceptions. I mean, we have Somalia. We have a story about Somalia going on. We have the reporter that was, that went viral, uncovering all of these Somalian backed fraud scams. And we have like just mysterious things coming up about him, and it's just funny to see how these men these insta famous YouTubers, TikTokers, man, that are put in these positions, man, come out with these stories, and man, it's just crazy how deep they go and how consistent they are with each other. You'll have the news reporting on it, and then you'll have uh, uh, 15 high profile, social media influencers uh, doing the same thing, reaching their millions of. And when the Somalia scam fraud thing popped off, you know, first thing I thought about was absolutely true. This was a deep state agenda by our government to dismantle the integrity of a strong country. And what better way to control people than to instill fear, put on all these platforms about ISIS and Islamic threats inside of our country. Um, So if you're not aware of who James Lee is, let me pull this video real quick and let me show you something.
There's also a Gaza-related angle. Earlier this year, it was reported that the U.S. and Israel have explored Somaliland as a potential
Somaliland.
Palestinians from Gaza.
And bingo, that is why we've been hearing so much about Somalian fraud in Minnesota. It seems to be all coordinated.
So after watching, some of the things, man, that was uncovered, and it has to raise a suspicion. And everything that is going on right now, we have to ask questions, man. Just like the CK story and Candace, and I can't even say. It's crazy that we can't even say words. They get banned. We can't say a country. It gets banned. We can't speak out against a certain ethnic group, or it's anti-Semitic, But sure, man, they can chop off a Christian's head, man, and we'll turn the eye. We'll turn an eye. Well, up until recently, finally we have. God's hand is moving through certain people. I'm not saying that Orange Man is a devout Christian, but even in the Bible, man, God will use kings and rulers, and He will use the enemy to fulfill His purpose, man. And then we have man's purpose. And in the Bible, it says, man, that that man will fight against what is godly, man. And that's exactly what Babylon was doing, man. And if you like to make the comparison to the United States being Babylon, man, it'd be a great comparison, But check this out real quick.
Video, mega viral,
134 million views on
Once again,
X.
why are they so focused on fraud in this particular community? And
Because it's a
the
swing
question that I
state.
found information for that is
Because
very,
it's a
very
democratic
interesting is,
state.
where did this information even come from in the first place?
That should raise questions.
Claiming that Mossad is solely responsible for uncovering the Somalian fraud cases in Minnesota.
How is the Israeli Mossad related to the recent corruption that was discovered in Minnesota? You're not going to believe it. There actually is a substantial connection, and it runs through the Israeli Prime Minister office. I'll start from the end. Israel just established relationships with Somaliland, which is not Somalia.
Somaliland.
The Minnesota corruption story is that much of those funds, and again, I think the initial number that came out is about $9 billion. Again, this is crazy. American taxpayer money, of let's say $50 billion that they imagine were stolen or misdiverted from public funds. About $9 billion of those were sent back to support terrorism, or what they would call the Muslim Brotherhood actions, and this is tied into
Wow.
And Israel, of course,
And
behind the scenes,
Qatar.
and I know people love these conspiracies, in leaking some of the information that is responsible or related to the funding of terrorism using that exact money. So the fact that Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has a phone call and recognizes Somaliland is tied into Qatar being a supporter of the Muslim Brotherhood, tied
Wow.
into the Somali funds that were stolen in Minnesota funding terrorism in the Middle East. That's the
Wow.
story that came out right now.
Wow.
Mind how global terrorism works, but it's such an amazing thing that it was.
Wow.
And I'm sure there's more news to come on this topic.
So that right there, gosh, man, it all ties back. Everything ties back, man, to that country, man. You know, how, man? But we're all crazy. We're all anti-Semitic, huh? For asking questions, man. Oh, you can't say that. You see what happened in Australia, and now, man, they just tighten down on their speech. They're changing legislature in Australia to cater to that certain ethnic group, man. You know, Zionism is real, man. And they are ushering in a new order, man. A new order. And they are bombarding us with so many psyops. And if you don't think that our deep state isn't the EIA, man, like, you're sadly mistaken, man. Like, that country over there claims to have the best intelligence, man. And if you ask yourself, where is our EIA intelligence bases? Man, like, they are scattered all over there, man. And they're strategically placed, man, in these different regions, man, for a reason, man. And I'm telling you, man, like, some of the news articles, man, that are coming out, and some of the things, man, that are being said, I mean, they're mind-blowing. They're mind-blowing, man. You know? And here's what's crazy, man, is that they have to tell you before, and they have to tell you, man. You know, it's part of their doctrine, man. It's part of their cabal, man. Man, it's a karmic law, you know? And they think that they won't see judgment, man, on the back of it. Oh, sadly mistaken, they are, man. You know, God is a righteous God, man. Our judge is a righteous judge, man. You know? If I feel conviction in my heart, man, for some of the simple things that I do, man, you know, if the Holy Spirit convicts me, man, on some of the things that I do, like not reading the word, man, you know, you think, man, because you guys tell us, man, before what you do, man, that you're not going to see judgment, man? How wrong you are, man.